Is everyone ready to get some wisdom from everyone's favorite cockroach trainer, Asmongold himself? I know, I am.
People talk a lot about the way that there's like a lot of unrealistic body expectations and girls get fucked up by looking at Instagram pictures. But I think the same thing happens to guys, and it probably doesn't happen at the same rate, but it does happen a lot.
I bet you.
Asmongold wisdom number 1. When per capita looks bad, just say a lot of people. And it's always gonna be true. Nice.
Don't even realize the impact that social media has on your perception of the world and how you see it on a daily basis. From what we eat, how we see our bodies, our sex lives, unreal expectations, and even the chances of being bitten by a shark in the sea next time you visit Australia. According to social media, Hasbulla and I are secretly best friends. I'm going to explain the 6 biggest issues that I see when it comes to social media and some of the things that we can do proactively to stop them ruining our lives.
Okay.
Number 1, orthorexia. Although
What even is that?
this has been going on for many years, 2023 saw Liver King explode to socials. He was claiming natty status and his principles were the 9 ancestral tenets, which I'm sure had good meaning. But it turned out that Liver King, Brian Johnson, was a lying piece of shit. Behind his multi-million-dollar empire.
Okay, let me tell you something. The Liver King wasn't the problem. That guy was 100% legit. The problem was that there were legitimately people who were so fucking stupid that they thought that that guy could be natural. That there was not a single 1% of a chance that that guy could ever be natural. But people are like, oh yeah, just eat raw meat and I'm gonna get there. Oh man, I think that guy was like a great filter for the stupid. Honestly, it's great. I loved it.
Based on improving lives with supplementation regimes was excessive steroid and growth hormone use, which actually borderlines more of abuse. In a bid to grow his business to the largest possible heights, he had to deceive millions of people to get there. 2024 saw a brand new meme page, Eddie Abu. Like Liver King, people flock.
Yeah, I hate that kind of stuff because, like, if you're selling a... It's like a... You ever seen the... I'm trying to think, like, okay, so it's a guy that's saying, like, yeah.
Editors, you're supposed to cut this out. Our Jesus and Lord Savior Asmongold himself is not supposed to not instantaneously know what he's supposed to say, okay? Well, how can you leave this in?
Well, how I became a vice president, the youngest vice president at my company. And it's like, oh, I get up at 5 in the morning. You know, I work out before the sun comes up. I make sure to eat, you know, Cheerios with no milk. You know, I do a couple of other stupid fucking things. I do like a therapy meditation. And then finally, my dad owns the company. I see. Okay. All right. I get it.
Yeah, so Cheerios without milk. Got it.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing with Liver King. You're not talking about this kind of stuff. It's the same thing with, like, Dan Blitzerian. You know, the guy is like, oh, yeah, I, like, won all this money in poker. And then you find out his dad was a con man. And he had a bunch of money. The dad actually went to jail. People lack critical thinking. Well, they also... No, it's not that they lack critical thinking. They're being lied to. They're not stupid for being lied to.
Okay.
To something that must be novel, that must be superior to just exercising more and having a more balanced diet. The more crazy, the more insane the character is, the more we just cannot resist flocking to that rather than just sensible advice that's backed by science. And in the space of a year,
the reason why people don't want to do scientific advice is because oftentimes scientific advice is harder to follow.
That is actually almost correct. That is actually almost correct. Wow. The truth is, people are lazy. And anything that requires effort is way too hard. But the promises of magical returns, becoming a millionaire overnight, for the average person are just far too hard to resist. Everyone wants a better life. Everyone's dreaming of being big. Everyone knows someone who got lucky and got big. So why couldn't this luck happen to them? Okay? And this is why scams where you literally almost have to do nothing are great. This is why the easier the scam, the more people fall for it. Because the moment there is even the slightest amount of you must do this, people are going to be like, no. Because the moment also a person has to do an action, they slightly, at least, think about the action. And that's how it goes south.
That's the thing. It's like, you know, would you rather take the Dr. Oz weight loss pill where you can eat cupcakes and lose 25 pounds off of your waistline? Or do you want to have to go to the gym every day and exercise? Well, there's a reason why Dr. Oz is on the front of every fucking health magazine.
From eating testicles and living primal to labeling the majority of foods as shit and abolishing anything that isn't meat and eggs as being terrible for your health. You may even recall that Eddie Abu recently said that if you're depressed, it's because of your diet. So if you're out there on antidepressants and you're thinking about ending it all, just eat.
I think that there's probably some people that if they had a better diet, they wouldn't be depressed as much. And like that's...
Oh, that's for sure. Wait, that's not even a lie. Your diet does, in fact, extremely impact your emotional health and everything like that. If you eat constantly fast food and shitty shit like that, yeah, you're probably gonna be depressed. Like, this is not some... This is 100% true. Eat shitty food that's bad for you and whatnot, that doesn't have a nutritional value or whatever, yeah, you're probably gonna be more depressed.
So I think the problem with some of the messaging is that the messaging is given in a way that's 10% true, and the 10% true is what people use to argue it for being 100% true. That's the issue. Is that there's no context, or, you know, like there's no contextualization provided.
He's right. Considering how many dramas OTK has been through, he definitely knows about that stuff, how to make 10% true look good.
Eating eggs, according to Eddie, depression is all diet-based. Not only that, you'll also recall that last week Eddie made a point that you shouldn't be tired in your 20s. So for any of you NHS workers that are doing night shifts and doing 18-hour days, just eat better, you idiots.
Yep.
Thanks, Eddie. Carnivores have actually been doing this for years.
And that's, again, another example of something that's true 10%, maybe even 20, 30%. If you eat shitty food, you're probably going to feel shitty, and you'll feel tired more often. But is that probably the reason that everybody's tired? No, it's not.
Eddie's found a knack of doing it in a more viral
It's hard
way.
to sell
Eddie
nuance.
comes from a
It
background
is.
of extreme drug abuse as a very high-end bodybuilder. And I'll tip my hat to Eddie.
Wow.
And even though he was taking...
Bro. Okay, can you imagine how many people think that this is unironically natural? A lot. A scary amount of a lot.
high-end bodybuilder. And I'll tip my hat to Eddie. And even though he was taking grams of gear a week and probably shortened his life by decades, he was good at that. But someone that bodybuilds to that level and gets in them skimpy underwear to tense on stage to impress another bunch of blokes, they crave some sort of attention. So you must ask yourself, are these values that Eddie, purports true to his beliefs, or like Liver King, is this a ploy to grow his financial position to the best position possible? Because it's estimated that Eddie's making over £50,000 a month educating people in subjects that are not backed by science. He even...
Wow! $55,000 a month! That's a lot of fucking money. I think the problem isn't necessarily that that people are attention whores. It's that they're peddling information that is not accurate.
insists that the insulin hypothesis, which has been debunked a lot, numerous times, with a plethora
I mean, I guess. But that does sound pretty strange coming out from a dude who's gonna click on any video that says Asmongold was right.
of studies, that insulin is the driver of weight gain, and if you want to lose weight, you need to control your insulin, not your calories. He debunks energy balance. He actually disputes that calories are not even a thing. Eddie goes head-to-head with thermodynamics, and there are millions of people that back him because they're idiots. Now I get that Eddie's message...
There it is. Yeah. It's just people are dumb as fuck. I do...
Hey, there's a reason Asmongold is the Joe Rogan of the poor and stupid. I agree.
You think that there should be a degree of accountability whenever somebody presents themselves as an authority on a subject that is medical or health-based. I do think there should be accountability for that, because you're presenting yourself as an expert.
Message is backed by well-meaning, but so is Liver King's. And I'm sure that thousands of lives, maybe even millions of lives, are better off with this content. They're probably eating better. They're probably having less ultra-processed foods, which has always been the main principle of what I preach. To improve your diet, exercise more, and lose fat. My biggest gripe with Eddie is this. He seems to say that diet is everything. But I'd say there are three tiers that we need to prioritize when it comes to improving our health. Cardiovascular fitness, the amount of fat we have, the quality of our diet. Whereas Eddie just...
Cardiovascular fitness, I agree. Cardiovascular is blood in, these things going through your legs. Also, if you don't have them visible on your arm, you're a pussy. Just saying.
Focuses on one. Sometimes when working with obese populations, getting them to change their diet is actually the hardest part. So getting them to reduce the amount of calories coming in, which can be done with a poor...
Yeah, no shit. It's gonna be a problem if they're fat. yeah, that's probably gonna be challenging.
Diet will cause them to lose fat, which actually benefits their health. Also, we can improve their cardiovascular fitness. So there are 2 out of 3...
Study. No, I'm sorry. Source.
Means that we can improve someone's objective health markers without improving their diet. That's not to say I don't want to improve their diet, but we need to be nuanced and see what we can do with that client. Because everyone can eat healthy.
That's
go back
racist.
to their old habits. Am I right? Now, I know a lot of you are going to be in Eddie's defense, probably in the comments going, yeah, we know that Eddie can't really read or assess research papers or understand literature.
Yeah, but
he's trying to save lives. He's doing this with people's best interests.
No, he's not. He's trying to make money, and saving lives is a secondary effect.
Bro literally just bought instantaneously in the idea that he's doing this only to make money because he mentioned 55k. God damn, that's easy to sway an opinion. What? Okay. You see, this is critical thinking at its finest.
He's trying to make money. Now, obviously, if people...
No, Asmongold. How can you say that he's trying to make money if he even agrees that he is still making people more healthy? How are we going to balance these stakes?
A value in that's up to them, but it's not... Yeah, he cares about money. That's the primary reason why he's doing it. If there wasn't money involved, he would...
Let's just blanket everyone with your own beliefs because, why fucking not?
Wouldn't be doing it. And if there were lives to be saved and no money, I don't think he would be, or at least he certainly wouldn't be doing it as much. There's extremely
yes, let's add an absolute beyond extreme. Okay? If he was not making no money and he would need to dedicate his whole life to doing this thing, he would probably not be doing it. Sounds pretty fucking dumb when you actually, expand a little bit on what that implies, doesn't it?
Small amount of actual hard science whenever it comes to nutrition, though. Yeah, I've seen a lot of studies that seem to be contradictory. I see that all the time.
I do not believe even for a fucking second that Asmongold has even seen the headline of a single study in the past at least 5 years. There is no fucking way he has ever done anything, in fact, than just read the first two words of a headline of a study.
But what I do also see is that a lot of the people that I know that got a C in biology and couldn't figure out how to do chemistry at all in high school all have opinions about COVID. You don't even know what the periodic table is. So yes, things are uncertain, but the people that are pushing these narratives don't have the institutional knowledge to even be able to contextualize that uncertainty. You understand?
No.
So even if they read a study, they don't understand what it really means.
That's true, though.
I completely agree. But if we are to stray away from objective truth...
By the way, that is true. I have been saying this, and I will keep on saying it. Studies don't fucking mean shit. Summaries of studies are probably worse than not reading, than just making up what the study is all about, honestly, at this point in time. But reading a study gives me nothing, and I will never trust just reading a study. Unless you provide me with the fucking raw data and its numbers, I'm not gonna believe that study. And if the study's raw data is actual microbiology or something like that, then I'm not gonna even bother because I have no idea what's happening. But you provide me with numbers, I will provide you with, is this actually a good summarization of what they are trying to achieve?
It's in a bid to save lives. Where does this end? Because if you support that notion, then that's just a bit like agreeing with what the governments did in the pandemic when they claimed vaccines were a lot more safe than they actually were because it was in a bid to save lives. If you can be dishonest, as long as people's best interests are at heart, where does that stop? You then open a door to a place that we don't want to go. So many of you are up in arms that the government lied to us in one hand whilst trying to protect us with the other. Yet when their favorite influencer goes into supermarkets and just makes stuff up, that's completely fine. Eddie's content actually used to be...
Yeah, because you like them, obviously. This is why so many people are always going to say that Asmongold's right about absolutely anything, well, not obviously anything, but everything in general. There are two main factors that they are psychological things that humans do. Now, they seem very similar, but they're actually different. And there's two things. One, you are more prone to agree with people who you like. So, if you like watching Asmongold's content, you're gonna be proactively agreeing with him more. Because you like him, and well, people that you like are probably not stupid, right? They're smart, they're educated, because you are smart, educated. A butterfly going across the stream and landing on a flower, aren't you? So that's one. And the second is, when people, and this is really a good one for Asmongold, the second is when people look up to someone, that someone is going to always be right. Because if you're looking up to someone, all of what I described previously gets like shot up a little bit of a notch. Well, not a little bit, a lot actually. Gets shot a lot. And people in these situations where they look up to someone because he lives the life they want to live, because he has the body type that you want to have, because he has more girls than you, or virtually any other reason, they will listen to him and they will fill in the blanks to make what that person says correct. If the previous one was agreeing with a person because you like them, this one is much more radical because people are actively filling in the blanks. This is why my favorite thing to ask Asmongold fanboys is, explain to me, what did he actually say? And no one wants to do that. Literally, I have not gotten a single comment actually explaining word to word what he says, because no one wants to attempt that. Because he just leaves too many actual blanks for people to fill in when he's talking about serious subjects. So people can just fill in the blanks whatever they believe is true, and suddenly the person that you like is true. Because again, the person that you like and look up to definitely cannot be an idiot. Because that would in turn make you an idiot for believing someone who is lying to you. And that's a definite no-no for the special butterfly that flew across the stream and landed on a flower. It's just impossible.
He's super reasonable. He's now a product of the people egging him on, pardon the pun. Here's a video of Eddie back in the day where he's a lot more sensible.
Now when you got something like lentils, it's like getting...
Is this the same guy?
Protein out of bread. It's just pointless.
His stances on things are a lot less polarizing, and he's a lot actually closer to an evidence-based...
What do you mean, yeah? I didn't even fucking understand what that guy just said. I think he said you can't get protein out of a grate. What? I mean, maybe I misheard, but I'm pretty sure from that small clip, I don't know, I shouldn't understand what he actually means because there's context missing. Don't just say yeah like that.
Standpoint on nutrition. But unfortunately,
this is what I think happens with a lot of people, is that the internet narratives caricaturize people, and to where people become more and more of a caricature of themselves, and rather than just being authentic and normal, because people get the reason why this happens, I think, is because there's a reward structure that's built around overreacting and being extreme. So mentally, a person's
the second part is right.
Personality shifts.
Obviously, no one average really makes it on the internet. They need to have something click about themselves to other people.
As they're constantly fed a reward structure of overreacting and being extreme and then being rewarded for it.
Bang millions of views. The further you go from the objective truth, the easier it is to get people as part of your cult, and therefore make lots of money from it. Look at the Mormons or Scientology. Pretty sure they make more money than Christianity, and their story is whack. Which brings me on to number 2.
He's right about the Scientology thing. That shit is insanely good. Oh man.
body image issues and the algorithm. Everyone nowadays wants to be a fitness influencer because it pays well and you can work remote from a laptop in
Follow my Instagram for the best fitness tips, by the way, and buy my course.
Bali. But out of the tens of thousands of people doing it, only the most confident, best looking, best physiqued ones will stop you in your tracks. Your eyes may admire the male or female.
Oh, this is so true. Because if you're not self-confident about if you're not self-confident about the things that you are saying, why the fuck would people believe you? The moment you start introducing doubt in anything you say by saying, oh, there's an exception to this, to that, to blah, 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 you kind of lose that credibility to a degree of someone who could be potentially your follower. So it is a risky thing to do.
Physiques, then boom, you are done. The algorithm then knows that you want to see more of that. The more younger, the more chiseled. Anyone not in that top 1% shape, you'll swipe past.
I think a lot of the people that want to be content creators or whatever don't actually put in the work to be a content creator. They do the part that they want to do, but being like a influencer...
What would that part actually be? I mean, it kind of makes sense in broad scales what he's saying, but what is this magical work that they need to put into? You know, everyone wants to be an influencer, but no one wants to do... What part of the influencing work are they not doing? You see? You're supposed to fill in so much here to make it all make sense.
For like fitness is probably hard to do in a lot of circumstances. But whenever a person who doesn't...
Probably hard to do in a lot of circumstances. Literally zero punctuation and literally zero pointing to an actual problem. This is what sells, boys. This is what sells. The more ambiguous you speak, the better it is, because the more people can fill in the blanks. It's beautiful.
Doesn't know anything about it sees that, and they don't understand if it's hard or easy. All they see, it's like, oh, you just have to be hot, and then people will watch your videos. There's a lot of really hot girls that get like 30 viewers. It's kind of crazy to me. And you see it all the time. So it's like, what really is the difference?
That's because they have personalities.
It's the same as, oh, well, I wish I could be a streamer. I wish I could just turn on my PC and play video games and people would watch me. Well, nobody does that. That's not the way that it works. And that's the way that it's meant to seem like it works.
I mean, doesn't that work like that? Is Shroud doing anything else than just streaming what he plays? Yeah, sure, there's a component of you doing things, talking and whatnot, but I mean, 90% of whatever the hell he's going for is actually, like, first of all, playing the goddamn game and doing it. Success is 90% of, you know, almost everything. First of all, just starting to actually do the thing. And then figuring out what actually works and what doesn't. And that 90% part completely made it the fuck up. But it's 100% true. You can't become a streamer without not turning on the stream.
Because people like the idea of an authentic, casual experience with streaming. They don't want things to seem like a massive production. Like,
yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone watching Kai's stream right now is very looking forward to that authentic experience and stuff not being staged and to be made of this goes actually against everything. I have heard Asmongold talk about this, how he planned out. None of that shit is authentic. I remember I have heard him, I think multiple times, by the way, that he talks about how he plans out the streams and what's gonna happen in them. Like, how can you say that that's your key to success previously and now being authentic is the success?
Like things like Dr. Disrespect is kind of an anomaly. Most live streams, the vibe is trying to reach an organic feel. It's trying to reach a casual, non-professional feel. So it would make sense that a good live stream that's very successful would look like it's just a guy playing video games. However, it's not.
Okay, let's go on, what's it called? Twitch? How do I actually even see the people with live? Oh no, that's just my following. Oh, look at that, there's Mira being a slut, nice. Anyway, channels. Do I click on channels? I have no idea how I'm supposed to actually found these. Oh, live channels. Language? No, it's just language. Recommended to you by higher to lowest. Okay. So, here we go, boys. Here we go. Let's look at the ballistics here, okay? Is this the right scene? Yes. Okay. So let's look at Twitch. This is currently everyone's that's streaming from highest to lowest. Okay. What part about this shit looks organic from Kai's stream? Pretty sure nothing. This is... I have no idea what this is. Is this an Asian person doing GTA roleplay? I have no idea. I have no idea what this is. I have no idea what okay, this is true though. This is true. This is another role player. What the hell is... Are these Koreans? I have not watched Twitch in forever. This is literally the most non-real thing ever. This is literally the non-real thing ever. This is, again... this is someone who is creating a... What the hell is it with these... I'm sorry, am I using the wrong language? English. Does that change anything? I'm not sure. This person is definitely not trying to make a casual experience with the words big event, simple, also drops enabled. IRL streamer who's definitely not just going through a walk in a park. I mean, none of this looks just your casual dude in his underwear playing video games and having fun. I'm sorry. Some of them do come close, though. Definitely some of them do come close. But most don't. Most just flat out don't.
Not. There's a lot more to it that goes into it. But people don't see that.
Oh, wait, did he actually...
Video games, however, it's not.
Oh! You fucking asshole! I'm sorry. What? I hate this. He goes on a 10-minute tirade about something looking natural, and then at the end he just... Oh, but it's not. God, I hate that. Okay, ignore everything I did for the past 5 minutes. Ugh!
There's a lot more to it that goes into it. But people don't see that.
Okay, yeah, so... God damn it! I hate this so much. I hate this when... You can't have a fucking conversation where you go for a tirade of like 4 or 5 minutes about something being natural, and then just at the same at the end say, oh, but it's actually not. No. I'm done. This was Quizzer said, thanks for watching, and this was Asmongold. It's brutal. God, yeah. I hate life. Bye bye.